Hey guys, keep it high, keep it tight. It's JMorris the Review Guy back to bring you another album review. So apologies for not having the World of Warcraft Iron Man series, leveling series out yesterday. I'm changing that up to be bi-weekly because obviously I feel like your guys' interest isn't as big into that as some of my other content. And plus it's kind of my winding down series, so I'm going to make it bi-weekly, and maybe Saturday will just be my off day, the day I don't record or upload. We'll see. So I was just really tired yesterday, so I didn't really feel like editing or making any videos, but we're back and we're doing another album review. So there are a lot of albums that have been coming out that I wanted to review, but I decided to take up today's video slot with an album that has been out a while, that if you have watched this channel for a bit, you'll know that I enjoy reviewing albums that kind of shift the band sound, shifts the band's, I guess, overall feeling, I guess, the genre. That's the word I'm looking for. So today we're going to be talking about I See Stars' album entitled Treehouse. Been a while since I've actually had the album I'm talking about. But okay, I See Stars, who are they? They are an electronic metal band that is now kind of more rockish, more mellow. And this is the album that instilled the fact that this band was changing, that the smell of change was in the air for this band, and that they were going to kind of extremely shift their sound to a more, I don't even know the word I'm really looking for, kind of a more eclectic style. That's the best way I could really phrase it, is this band was going to be moving into more of a rock territory, a more mellow territory, and they were going to be drawing on a bunch of different genres, a bunch of different corners for the sound that they were wanting to kind of be. And previous to this, they were one of the kind of preeminent bands in the genre that was known as electronicore. And it was basically metalcore music that took a lot of electronic and dubstep little nuances and feelings and put them into a metal type of sound. And for the most part, this was a big genre, but it's slowly begun to die away, and a lot of the bands that used to call this genre home are starting to fluctuate. They're starting to go to other different genres. They're becoming bigger. They are moving into more rock territories. They're moving into more different electronic territories. And although there are trace elements left on this I See Stars album, they moved away from the sound that they were previously the forefathers of, for the most part. They were one of, not necessarily a forefather, but one of the biggest bands within that genre. So for them to just suddenly move, it was a big step forward for the band. Now, this is another Sumerian Records band. I really enjoy Sumerian Records, and I've enjoyed all of the past work from this band. And I have to say that this album is good, but you can't judge it as a full I See Stars album. The lineup changed, and like I said, they changed their sound a lot. So you can't judge this as an electronicore album anymore, because this isn't an electronicore album. It simply isn't. This is more electronic rock with trace elements of electronicore and metalcore. And for the most part, this has a softer sound. This has a more mature, lyrical type of content. Not that I See Stars hasn't always been like that. They have. But from start to finish, this is a catchy album. That's what I have to say, is it's a catchy album. Is it my favorite from them? Probably, but I can acknowledge that some of the tracks aren't as catchy as some of their previous tracks. Like Murder Mitten will probably always be my favorite I See Stars track. It just simply is, because I do enjoy that song a lot. And New Demons is a fantastic album, and that album and this album would really be vying for power if I tried to do a comparatively speaking comparison and review of both albums side by side. But this is a good album. And for the fact that I'm trying to judge this as a separate effort than the previous efforts, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10, just because it would have been lower if I was going to say, okay, this is not a metal album. This isn't a metalcore album. This is an electronicore album. I can't base it on that when it's not what the band was going for to begin with. And I think that from start to finish, this is, in fact, a good album. And anyone that's a fan of this band is probably going to enjoy this album, because it still has the trace elements, but it moves the band into a new direction. But I know that this band lost a lot of fans because of this sound, and now, honestly, this could be the more accessible listen. If you weren't into their previous material, I'd say give this a chance, and I would also say give their previous stuff a chance to see which one you'd like better. But anyways, that's my thoughts on this album. My name is Jay Morris, a review guy, and I'm signing off saying farewell.
Oh no, what your mama gonna say when I tell her that I broke no heart? It's just things not the way that they used to be. Oh no, now you crying on the bathroom floor and I guess it's the end. Well, I lost my mind and I lost my best friend.